The very people who keep us safe ought to be honored and protected and praised by Democrats and Republicans alike. It is time to stop the rhetorical assault on law enforcement. Here's what happens when Democrats, like Gavin Newsom did, say that these people are part of an authoritarian government. When the left-wing media lies about what they're doing, when they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence. If your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
This is exactly what we need, and I'll add on to what J.D. Vance said. If you're encouraging violence against law enforcement, if you are pretending you're at target practice and you accidentally shoot a youth baseball coach who had the audacity to pray with the kids on the field, not only do you not belong in political conversations in America, you do not belong in America. This tough leadership, this stern leadership that we are seeing right now from the Trumper and J.D. Vance, this is exactly what we need. In the last 6 weeks, there was a shooting at a Catholic school in the Islamic Republic of Minnesota. 2 weeks later, we lost Charlie Kirk. 2 weeks after that, another nerd managed to pull his head out of the toilet and he attacked an ICE facility in Dallas. This is not a coincidence. What do each of these attacks have in common? All three shooters were proud parishioners at Woke United Methodist. This is a direct result of the soft on crime policies of the last 4 years. This is a direct result of a complicit Democratic Party, which Stephen Miller is now describing as a domestic terror organization. This is a direct result of a complicit mainstream media who refuses to condemn these attacks. And it's a direct result of a complete lack of respect and a complete lack of discipline. You know, when Sean Payton was the head coach of the Saints, he wasn't always liked by his players, but Sean Payton always had their respect. And the reason he had their respect is because he demanded it. Sean Payton was a perfectionist. He paid attention to every minute detail. During training camp, he would stop plays, sometimes multiple times before the play even started, because a wide receiver's feet were lined up millimeters off where they were supposed to be. He spent $30,000 on the sound system in the Saints locker room. When post-game celebrations leaked on social media, Sean Payton wanted the sound to be crisp. He wanted the sound system in the locker room to be the best in the league. That was his mentality. That was Sean Payton's approach to everything. When you have someone that disciplined, combined with a legendary quarterback like Drew Brees, who was just as, if not more disciplined than Sean Payton, that mentality is infectious. It sets the tone. It sets the standard. And everyone in the locker room strives to meet that standard. If you don't, your ass won't be there. Unfortunately, the opposite is also true. Just like discipline can be infectious, a lack of discipline can also be infectious. Kellen Moore is the opposite of Sean Payton. Sean Payton was in your face. Kellen Moore is more laid back. Sean Payton was in the facility at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Kellen Moore likes to sleep in. If practice was 90 minutes, Sean Payton would dedicate 30 minutes of practice to special teams. Kellen Moore doesn't pay too much attention to special teams. Look at the results. This year, the Saints are one of the most penalized teams in the league. Last week, they had multiple missed field goals, a punt return for a touchdown, 4 offensive penalties on one drive, with 2 of them being pre-snap penalties. The 2025 Saints are unprepared and undisciplined. Sunday afternoon, Almost 250,000 people were in Phoenix, Arizona to memorialize Charlie Kirk. There was not a single punch thrown. There wasn't a volcano of toxic turds on the sidewalk. Hell, there wasn't a piece of chewed gum on the ground. Why? Discipline. If you put 250,000 wanker spankers in a confined area, it would look like a third world country. For far too long, the outcasts have been allowed to operate with impunity. For far too long, there have been no consequences. But unfortunately for CNN, MSNBC, they haven't been able to escape the consequences these past 2 weeks, as Americans continue to reject the filth. Americans continue to reject the toxic mouth farts from both of these networks. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the second channel in the description below. Later today on the second channel, going to be talking about crying Ryan Clark and his ongoing obsession with race. This dude is an embarrassment. At this point, I don't know why ESPN continues to put Ryan Clark on television. He's got no credibility. No one takes him seriously. Outside of converting oxygen to carbon dioxide, Ryan Clark is useless. I'll explain why Crying Ryan needs to get off my TV. So click the link in the description below. Subscribe to the second channel. This time last year, we were in the midst of the presidential election. Every day, Cam Harris was publicly humiliating herself. Don Trump was organizing his belongings, preparing to move back into the White House. The presidential debate was in mid-September last year. So when comparing ratings from this year to last year, MSNBC will make excuses. This isn't a fair comparison. Last year we had the benefit of Cam Harris. She's ratings gold. Cam is a huge star. Unfortunately for MSNBC, the excuses are not valid. Over the last 2 weeks, Charlie Kirk has been the biggest story of the year. Some are claiming that it's the biggest story of the 21st century. With that being the case, you would think millions of people are tuning into cable news. Millions of parishioners at Woke United Methodist are sitting in their tents watching the women of their dreams, Rob Maddow and the increasingly balding Simon Sanders. Somehow, during the biggest story in years, MSNBC has managed to lose almost 75% of their audience. During the week of September 8th, which is the week that dork who fantasizes about dudes who aspire to remove their wiener took the life of Charlie Kirk, MSNBC averaged 867,000 viewers in prime time, 75,000 in the 25 to 54 demo, a decline of 58 and 74%. Now you got to remember, MSNBC started their coverage of Charlie Kirk with some librarian named Matthew Dowd, blaming Charlie Kirk for his own demise, tarnishing Charlie Kirk. I wonder why no one is watching MSNBC. Last week, they averaged 854,000 viewers, 70,000 in the key demo, a decline of 42 and 55%. But KC, all networks are down. Cable is struggling. It's cord cutting, damn it! Oh, yeah? Last week, ratings at Fox News up 6%. 2 weeks ago, Fox News averaged almost 500,000 in the 25 to 54 demo. Fox News demo ratings were almost higher than CNN's overall primetime ratings. What does that tell you? Young people, which was the target demographic for Charlie Kirk, young people were watching Fox News instead of being indoctrinated by CNN or MSNBC. Both networks are being rejected, and it's not hard to figure out why. Last night, Caitlin Collins, Katie Roo! Last night, the girl named Rue had Kristi Noem on her primetime dump. During the interview, Rue got heated because Kristi Noem criticized CNN for not telling the truth. We always tell the truth. That's why I have so many viewers. She then pressed Kristi Noem on Stephen Miller claiming that the Democrats are a domestic terror organization. Rue asked Kristi Noem 3 times if she agreed with that statement. Although Kristi Noem didn't answer directly, she did answer indirectly. And she shouldn't have to answer because the answer should be obvious. The answer is so obvious, Rue shouldn't be asking the question to begin with. In the past, when politicians would appear on these dumps, Rob Maddow would ask them questions about abortion or taxes. Rachel Maddow might have a heated debate on health insurance or student loans, immigration, economic issues. But have you noticed? We don't talk about those issues anymore. Have you ever wondered why? Have you ever wondered why Rachel Maddow isn't focused on real issues? Because Democrats have lost on every key issue. You don't have to take my word for it. Just look at recent polling. Headline at Mediaite: Republicans mop the floor with Democrats on economy and immigration in stunning new poll. It's not just the economy and immigration, it's also foreign conflicts, gun control, political extremism. Saw a poll earlier today. Over 70% of the country thinks political violence is a serious problem. Where is the political violence coming from? Who is responsible for all of it recently? And yes, I said all of it. Who is responsible? Democrats. And why are they violent? Because this is their last resort. America has rejected the woke fungus, which means America has rejected the Democratic Party. They can't win on the issue, so violence is their last resort. I guarantee you, when the midterms start up next year and the presidential primary shortly thereafter, the Democrats will try to run on a platform of returning the country to normal. Does that sound familiar? It's the exact same platform that they used and worked in 2020. Remember the summer of woke love? They will blame the Trumper for the rise in political violence. They'll promise that everything will go back to normal once we regain power. That is their strategy. Like I said earlier, this is not a coincidence. They want to make you as miserable as possible, hoping that you will vote them back into office so they can magically solve the problem they created. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.